Today we will be reading the article, Lion That Was Protected is Killed by American Hunter. The goal of this assignment is to label each of the text features throughout the article and to create questions about the information from the text and to underline the answers within the text. We will also be circling key words that are essential to this text and box words that we do not know. Let us go ahead and begin. As we start this article, Lion That Was Protected is Killed by American Hunter, this text box here is referring to our title. The genre is going to be a non-fiction. I'm going to abbreviate that by writing non-fic. And Jim Corbett is going to be our author. You can see I'm pulling all of that information out of these text features. I have a list of options to use. One thing that you might consider doing is once you've used one of them to go ahead and cross it out. Let's begin our article. Remembering that we are to circle keywords, box words that you do not know, and then we will create questions. Johannesburg, South Africa. This looks important. This is a proper noun. This is a place in South Africa. Tourists from all over the world visit Africa every year. Some are not just interested in seeing the sights. They come to go lion hunting. I know that this is going to be important because just within the title of my article, I know that lions are going to be important. The fact that there are some lions that are protected, some lions are being killed, and they're being killed by American hunters. They come to go lion hunting. For them, nothing beats the thrill of hunting the mighty king of the jungle. Now, I can already tell, based on the tone of this article, that some people like hunting because it is thrilling, while others are probably not going to like hunting. Let's continue. Lion hunting may sound exciting. It's another tone word. May sound exciting for some people, but for others, it is cruel and wrong. So many lions are killed every year that they are starting to die out. Many people around the world are now furious at an American dentist who paid to go lion hunting in Zimbabwe. The dentist, Walter James Palmer, killed a popular lion named Cecil. The lion lived in a national park, and it was against the law to hunt him. He was supposed to have been protected. Palmer seems to have tricked Cecil, another tone word, tricked Cecil into leaving the park. Now I'm going to go ahead and hold off here. We can see I have another box to fill in. I actually have 4 of them to fill in. This box is pointing to, let's go ahead and look at our text feature options. This box is pointing to what? It is pointing to maybe a photo or an image. Now, is this a photo or an image? An image is generally going to be computer generated, where a photo looks like it is more real life. This to me looks like this might be a photo. So I'm going to go ahead and write photo. And there is information below it. Cecil the lion is in a protected reserve in Africa. Photographed by Jimmy Olsen, Daily Planet. This is going to be a subtitle. It is telling me what this photograph is about. There's 2 more text features here. One of them is August 4th, 2015. If I look at my text feature options, August 4th, that is a date. This is the date of publication. So this is the date of publication. I'm going to abbreviate that, date of pub. Outdoor life. Well, if this is the date of publication, I'm going to assume outdoor life is the title of publication. This is who published the article. So I'm going to say title of publication. Now we will come back to these questions later. Reports say that he is Walter James Palmer, lured Cecil with a dead animal that had been tied to a car. As soon as Cecil left the park, Palmer shot him with a bow and arrow. He then tracked the wounded Cecil for 40 hours and finally killed him with a gun. Hunters pay a lot of money for big games. Now, what is this text feature talking about? Let's go back up here. We know it's not a title. We know it's not an author. We know it's not a title of publication or a date of publication. This may be a subtitle. I just realized we used subtitle here when really this ought to be a caption. This is why it's important to look at all of our text features. This is a caption, as this is captioning the picture, where a subtitle is now a break in our flow of article. So, what is the overall point of this first page and a half? There are two types of people in the world. There are those who are excited by hunting, and there are those who think hunting is cruel and wrong. So what I would like to do is I would like to create a question. Question number 1, I'm going to say, how do people feel about hunting? How do people feel about hunting? And the answer to this is going to be, of course, it is exciting for some. And I'll go ahead and highlight this for you guys. It is exciting for some, and for others, it is cruel and wrong. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to point to both of these as answers. So let's see if we can create a second question. Question number 1, how do people feel about hunting? Answer, people are either excited about hunting or they think it is cruel and wrong. Let's go to question number 2. Let's continue to make this easy. How do people react to lions being killed? Answer, how did they respond to poor Cecil being killed? They are furious. This is how people respond. They become furious. I'm going to change my ink color here so it is not quite so dark for you guys. Let's go to a nice, maybe like a light blue. There we go. That's more of a purple. That's okay. Okay. Hunters pay a lot of money for big game. People against the hunts say that the time has come for tourists to stop hunting for sport. Across Africa, Big animals like lions, tigers, elephants, and rhinos are dying out. So, again, we have people against the hunts, and they are saying that we should stop hunting because animals are dying. So notice how these three statements are linked together. We have people against hunting that say hunting should stop. So on one position, they have an opinion, they don't like it. So because they have an opinion, they don't like it, they want people to stop. If we have opinions about things, we often have actions. And they have a reason that they are against hunting and they want it to stop. And that reason is animals are dying out. We could almost write this out as a sentence. If hunting causes animals to die, we should stop it. That's basically their argument. Let's continue. Across some African countries, some of them allow hunting, though. For example, South Africa, Namibia, and Tanzania all do. The countries say they need the money that hunting brings in, and some of that money goes to protecting animals. Hunters pay tens of thousands of dollars for the right to hunt animals. People who support tourist hunting in Africa, what kind of hunting? Tourist hunting, say that there are rules that limit hunting and actually protect the animals. Others say that those rules are often ignored. So it's interesting. We have one group of people against hunting and another group of people for hunting. This group of people is arguing hunting brings in tens of thousands of dollars and protects animals. So this argument is hunting is good because BECAUSE, it brings money and protection. Okay, so these are our two sides of the argument. Now we have another subtitle. Ian Mickler is a South African who is fighting to protect endangered animals. He says that what happened with Cecil is common all over Africa. Cecil is not the first lion that has been lured, he said. It goes on all the time. And then we have, again at our bottom, a date of publication and a title of publication. Now, I'm going to continue to be lazy. Let's see if I can make this even briefer. This was a date of publication, a D of P, and this is a title of publication, a T of P. Now let's go ahead and see if we can get some questions answered. So, question number 1. How did Cecil die? How did Cecil die? And if we read carefully from this section of text, we can see that he was killed with a gun. Why, question number 4, why should we stop hunting? I'm going to try to use these thoughts here to create questions. Why should we stop hunting? Well, the answer, animals are dying out. That is why we should stop hunting. Big animals are dying out. Now let's see if I can flip this question. Why should we hunt animals? It's very important to be able to argue from both sides of this article, pros and cons, and to be able to realize and acknowledge there are two sides to every story. So the why we should hunt is, the argument is, hunting protects animals and brings in money. So money and protection. Okay, let's see what the rest of our article says. Mickler made a movie about lion hunting called Blood Lions. He said that in South Africa, imprisoned lions are raised just to be hunted. Around 1,000 are killed every year by hunters who pay an average of $20,000 and sometimes up to $50,000. The hunts, the kills, are hardly sporting, he said. The lions have nowhere to run and do not stand a chance. I think that would be fairly obvious. Humans are smarter than lions and can use things like bows and arrows. I don't know that the ability to run would make it sporting, but that's just my thoughts here. Today, perhaps fewer than 20,000 lions live in the wild. Just 20 years ago, there were almost twice as many. Things are getting better for lions in southern Africa, but in West and East Africa, they are in serious danger of dying out. Now, it's interesting. They talk about two different categories of lions. This is where analytical reading is important. Up here, the category of lions that they're talking about being killed are imprisoned lions, whereas here, they're talking about lions that live in the wild. These are two different types of lions. The most deadly hunter on earth. I have another subtitle. And again, what is this section going to talk about? It is going to talk about the most deadly hunter on earth. They're letting us know what we're going to be looking at. The Zimbabwean government says that the killing of Cecil was unusual. Most hunters follow the laws, it said. The government added that hunting keeps the populations of certain animals from getting too large. That's an interesting argument. Overpopulation is certainly not a problem for lions, though. Okay, lions are an endangered animal. I wonder then how this government supports lion killing if lions are endangered versus overpopulated. That is a very different contrast. When Cecil was killed, he was wearing a satellite collar. The collar gave off signals that allowed scientists to see where he was going. Scientists, so far, have put such collars on more than 100 lions. The hope is that learning more about lion habits will help efforts to protect the big cats. In the meantime, lion hunting is still common all over Africa. This year, Zimbabwe announced that it will once again allow hunting lions and other big cats. It had made such hunting against the law 2 years ago. Okay, I have another date of publication here and a title of publication there. And we've got some questions. Let's see about having you guys work on these three with a partner after we're done reading the article. A company called Central African Wildlife Adventures offers tourists, so we have a very specific company targeting tourists, the chance to go lion hunting in the Central African Republic. The company website tries to make lion hunting sound exciting. It pictures the hunted and the hunter as equals. One is the king of beasts. The other is man, the most deadly hunter on earth. Again, lots of tonal words like exciting, beasts, deadly. And now we have a picture with information. Now, if I scroll up to my text features, if I have a picture or a graphic with information, info, I can parse those words, an infographic. So let's go ahead and fill that in. This is a info, I-N-F-O, graphic, G-R-A-P-H-I-C, an infographic. And there's information on this infographic that researchers have divided the territories currently occupied by African lions into 3 categories, each indicating the cat's predicted long-term success. About 24,000 lions live in strongholds, well-protected areas where their numbers are generally stable or increasing. 4,000 live in potential strongholds. So that's first category. That's our second category. And then potential strongholds where their long-term chances are lower. And 6,000 live in other areas where they are at greatest risk. That's our third category. Okay, I've got another date of publication here and a title of publication there. And let's see if you guys can do these 3 questions on your own. Best of luck.